All right. Hey, Algebra Kids. Happy whatever day it is. Notes for 6-8. This is the second last lesson. We're almost there. For graphing systems of inequalities. So this is going to be similar to the graphing inequalities that you've done before, where you have to do the dashed versus the solid line and the shading. The only difference is that you're going to be doing two of them. This unit's been all about systems. So there's going to be two of them on the same grid, and there will be some overlap that we're going to be looking for. So first and foremost, before you can do anything, you need to start by taking that equation that you're given and solving for y if it's not already done. You can't graph that until you solve for y. Another big thing back from like earlier in the year, 7th grade when I had you need to remember to flip your inequality. And when I say flip the inequality, I mean you're going from less than to greater than, or greater than or equal to less than or equal to. You're just flipping the direction of it. No signs, no negatives, nothing like that. So remember to flip this inequality if you A, divide by a negative number, 2, if you multiply by a negative number, or if you switch the placement of the variable. So for example, if the variable starts off on the right-hand side, which is not normally where we see it on the left-hand side, that would have to switch to less than because you flip the placement of the x and the 3. Remember to determine if you get a dashed line versus a solid line. Dashed lines are for just less than or just greater than. Solid lines are for the or equal to's. And don't forget, when you're looking at these dashed lines, if you have a point that is on the dashed line, points on the line are not included in the solution set. Whereas if you have a solid line, points on that solid line are included in the solution set. And again, this should be relatively reviewed for you guys because we did talk about it in previous units. Remember, don't forget to do your shading based on what the inequality reads. So yeah, you want to shade based on what the inequality reads. If it says less than, you want to be shading underneath it. If it's greater than, you want to be shading above. And last but not least, the new thing here, because again, we're going to be putting two of them. The solution set, the answer where we're going to be looking at, the solution set is where the shadings are going to overlap. Color coding is going to be key here. And we are going to label that area with an S so we can tell that we know where the solution is. This is a must. Okay. Last but not least, I'm just going to throw in there color coding will